Hello, I'm Carsten Lützen. I'm an agile coach, facilitator, coach, jester, whatever we call it. Today I will talk about something that is a bit foundational and some of us take for granted when we facilitate and when we try to coach, and it's the use of metaphors. And in metaphors there is so much we can dive into and use to our advantage if we are clever about it. If you like these videos, please consider to subscribe and share. That would be really, really awesome. Okay, so I guess most of us, if not all of us, have an idea of what is the definition of a metaphor. And when you search the internet, you'll find a lot of different definitions. One of these I just found from a Merriam-Webster dictionary is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase literally denoting one kind of object or idea is used in place of another to suggest a likeness or analogy between them. That fits very well with my understanding as well. And then if we take a step back, I'm using so many metaphors when I facilitate. For instance, in a retrospective, right, the sailboat retro. It's not a sailboat, but the sailboat is a good metaphor or analogy, right, for the team and how we are doing. The wind, what moves us forward, is a great analogy of these factors that push us in the right direction. In the future is a great analogy, a metaphor for the organizational problems or the problems that we foresee in the team. So we can use metaphors to unlock this different ourselves from the original problem, and that helps us a lot, making it easier for us to come out with new insights or new angles or new input to this. Treasure map is another one. So these ones are predefined metaphors. And for instance, if we're doing a retrospective, I often have a metaphor prepared for us to use as a metaphor for the team or our process or our way of working. Also do is having the team make their own metaphors and come up with their own metaphor for their team, how they work. And that is, for instance, what you do in clean language, where you try to keep your language clean from predefined metaphors, but let the client or the team make up their own metaphors that they can more easily relate to. And of course, some of these metaphors work better than others, but the fact that it's a metaphor that comes from the team just gives so much more ownership and they into it. And back to this point, some works better than others. It's completely fair to somebody proposes a metaphor, uses a metaphor that's maybe not fitting, but then we have a discussion about it. That this team have a discussion. Why is this a good metaphor? Why is it a bad metaphor? And that gets these conversations going compared to why are we a good team? Why are we a bad team? So it's just when we are aware of how we use metaphors, we can unlock so many insights in the participants. So my best tips for metaphors is to see if you can get the team or the coachee or the client to define their own, and then be quite conscious about using that going forward instead of your own predefined ones. My second tip is talk about them in the team. What is it that makes it a good metaphor? Where is it maybe the metaphor is lagging a bit? Because that will foster, that will kickstart some discussions that can be difficult to have, and also put light on some things in our environment that are maybe not ideal. And then third is don't be afraid of saying that you don't understand the metaphor. Because if you don't understand it as a facilitator, I know that we are outside compared to the team, then probably some others are not understanding it as well. So just be frank about it. Ask them to put some more words to it. So when you say that the team is like this old, why do you say that? And then we can have the discussion from there. So that was a fast view, or my view on metaphors and why and how I use them. So I'm hoping that some of you will share how are you using metaphors when you facilitate, and please share them in a comment or in a message. That would be awesome. And that's it. Have a super awesome day.